Well, hello there, and welcome to the first anger therapy session here with me. So I do hear that this was court ordered. Okay. So I know, like most people that are court ordered, you don't really want to be here. It's just something that you need to. And coming into a session with that mentality is not always the best, but I have fortunately tried this a lot of times before, because my specialty is actually anger management therapy, so you're in good hands here. I know, like most people who are court ordered here do not think that they have a big problem with anger themselves, and you might just have some certain triggers. They can give a little bit of anger, maybe a little bit too much, but we will just get to the bottom of that throughout this session. How does that sound? So I will just be writing a few notes down throughout this session in this book right here, and I've also been doing some research, just also seen a little bit about your personality, and just heard a little bit about you. So let's just get started with the session. Okay, so I didn't see any kind of big red flags with your kind of triggers, so I think maybe you have had a lot of stress lately and it's just been too much. So just to deal with that, I just want us to take some deep breaths. Let's just try. So if you just inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And I do know that it may seem kind of stupid just breathing, but it can have so much effect on our nervous system and just to calm ourselves down. Yeah. We do have something that is called the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. The one nervous system I mentioned first is just the fight or flight nervous system. When we just get widened up, maybe you have some kind of anxiety or something like that, then the sympathetic nervous system will just activate. It's just like fight or flight, we just need to survive, and we need to survive now. There's a threat, and we need to deal with that threat right now. Yeah. So if that is activated, then we need to go back to the parasympathetic nervous system, and we'll just do some deep breaths. They say that if you want to get back to that state again, the rest and digest system, then you just need to calm down for like 10 to 15 minutes. It's quite a long time. A few breaths can be the start of that. So if you just like inhale and exhale, do that a couple of times, then you will just be down here again. But for that to occur, that you know when to breathe properly, is also like knowing when your triggers are occurring, because sometimes you're just like in traffic. Traffic is a huge one in this field. It can just get you widened up. So if you're in traffic, if that is your trigger, and you are just get widened up because everybody except you are horrible drivers, then you will just be up here, and then we just need to get you down here with some good deep breaths. That can be one of the first things. If you just think about, especially if you have been sleeping bad throughout a longer period of time, then your muscles can actually tense up a lot. So if you do have a lot of muscle tension, then it can be very beneficial for you to actually try to think about the muscles that are very tense, and then just try to calm them down. You know, like if you think about a muscle, then you can activate your brain power on that a lot faster and a lot more effective. Just like your nervous system can calm that place down just by thinking about it, because if you have your shoulders up here, you also just like one step closer to be in fight or flight mode. Yeah. And we just want you to be calm. So if you just think about your shoulders, the big trapezius muscles that are just tensing up to the neck, if you just think about them, just think about the shoulders. Think about trying to get them down, just relax completely, Now think about the lumbar area. The lumbar reaching up the lower part of your back. So just think about that. It can also tense up a lot, quite a lot. If that is tense, then the upper part is tense too, I bet. Just think about that. Think about the lower part of your back, the lumbar region. Think about trying to move a little bit around, loosen it up. If you just do this throughout the whole body, just from top to toe, then you can just benefit a lot from that as well. This is not something that you need to do just in some specific situation. I think if you do have a lot of tension, then try to do it at night before you fall asleep. There's a lot of good material on the YouTube example. We're going to do some guided meditation from muscle tension top to toe. I would really recommend you do that every night. It takes like 10 or 15 minutes. You will always get really tired afterwards, and then you can also get a wonderful sleep. You can also just get a wonderful sleep. Yeah. Only recommend that. You might have some self-esteem issues. It's not very uncommon. A lot of people have them. I have them. Most people have some kind of self-esteem issues. We all have that part of our life where we just shine through, where we just are confident people. Then we get into another part of our life where we're just standing out in the wrong kind of way, not the correct setting for us. It's not comfortable, and if we are introduced to that, then we will also have our shoulders up here. So I just want to tell you that you are good enough. We all have that kind of setting where we are not comfortable, as I just said before. I have it, you have it, the person next to you in the train has it, everybody has it. So some people are just better at hiding it. They just have this kind of facade, they have this mask on when they're in those kind of settings, and they are very adaptable. It's a great thing being very adaptable in today's world. But I just think that I just want to give you some positive affirmations, because we all need them. If we can get our brains to function differently, like thinking of ourselves in a positive manner, then that is very beneficial throughout everything actually. So, you are good enough. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have a good life. Because why shouldn't you deserve that? Everybody have done some bad things in life. We have all lashed out. We have all done things we're not proud of. We have also done things that we are proud of if we just think about it. It doesn't have to be some kind of big accomplishment. It can be just helping the old lady over the street. It can be everything from helping not killing a spider, but just taking it up, putting it outside. It can be that we're quite a good person, especially to animals. It can be anything you want. We all have something good in us, where we are just a little bit proud of something we have done throughout our lives. So of course you're good enough. You just need to see it yourself. Yeah. And I'm just looking a little bit in my book here, because I've just written a lot of this session down, like in bullet points. I just want to tell you a lot of things. I want you to tell me a lot of things, and then we can just start our first session off just brilliantly. So I want us to try to imagine a scenario where you are triggered. Not just a little bit triggered where you just are going on your own day, but maybe someone is being cruel to an animal. Maybe, which, if someone is cruel to an animal, then you must stand up to that person as well. But there's wrong ways and there are right ways to do so. Yeah, I would just call the authorities if I saw it, and then just help the animal. But enough of that. Just picture a scenery where that you are getting triggered, something that triggers you quite a lot. Try to see yourself from an outside perspective. If you were a bystander and saw you and that person interact, how would you as a bystander think about you in that situation, with how you would react? And this is not something like you have to care about what people think about you. The less you care, the happier you'll be in a correct situation. You also have to care a little bit about other people, but not what they think about you, per se. So, if you were a bystander looking at you in that kind of situation, and you know how you would react, how would you as a bystander think about yourself? I'm just going to write this down. Go on. Yeah. Okay, and when you say that, what do you mean then? Can you just specify a little bit more? Okay. Thank you for sharing that with me. Is there anything that makes you a little bit more irritable than other things? Do you have something that, if you know you have had, example, a bad sleep, do you know that day will just be an irritable day where you need to avoid confrontation a little bit more because you can lash out? Bad sleep, yeah. And also if you're hungry, I think we all have that hungry, hangry part to us. Yeah, when I get hangry, I just like zone out. I just need some food, and yeah. Okay. Yeah, and also, if you was just like watching the news, seeing something negative throughout at the start of the day, yeah, that's yeah. Okay. So, do you have a peaceful place? Do you have somewhere where you are just at peace? It can be something in your imagination you have never seen before, or it can actually also just be a place you have been before, just something, maybe something from your childhood or something like that. Do you have something? Yeah. So is it nature? Is it the city? Is it just something far off in the distance? Maybe another universe? Okay. So if you imagine yourself there right now, how do you feel? Relaxed? Comfortable? Safe? Yeah. That is how you need to feel in your safe space. But the world is something we live in every day. We need to have that kind of feeling most of the time, that we feel comfortable, we feel safe. Just like walking in the street, we can just tense up, we can feel a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of noise. If we just learn to deal with that kind of stress as well, then we can also just get through the day, feeling safe when we get home. Don't need to lash out on anybody. So I just want you to remember that peaceful place, and sometimes when you're about to lash out, deep breaths and think about the place. Yeah. I do have some relaxing sounds I want you to hear. I want to find some sounds that you might be able to take with you, maybe in some AirPods when you're out and just in your social life. Yeah, so when you're not at home, it could be nice if you had something on your phone. I could give you some sounds that relax you. So here is sound number 1. Try to listen. How does that sound make you feel? Is that a good sound for you? Does it make you more relaxed? Or is it just something like it's just normal, it's plain? Okay. Let's just hear sound number 2. How does that make you feel? A little bit more relaxed? Yeah. I love that sound as well. Let's take sound number 3. How was that for you? Okay. And sound number 4. And just try to close your eyes, visualize this sound where you're at, maybe a happy place. How did that sound make you feel? How did that sound make you feel? And just the last sound, number 5. Let's listen to that. Just inhale and exhale. And how did that make you feel? Yeah. Great. Was there any of the sounds that made you feel better? Okay, and enough of this for now. So that was actually everything for this first session, court-ordered session. But I think that there is great potential in you. I think that it's just something that needs to get over with these 3 sessions, and then we can just, then you will just have some tools that you can use whenever you get angry. So I think that we should see each other again in a week's time, and then let's just take it from there. How does that sound? Great. I see you then, buddy.